Yeah. My producer's the best producer, if you didn't know. Shout out to Big Show. Another new fucking little introduction, because this show don't stay the same. Welcome to the Balking Dead, guys, where there is no sleep for the fucking wicked. And I'm your host, Sharpie's Bets, and this show's still sponsored by Prize Picks. So, if you haven't, go on over to Prize Picks, use promo code Pub Sports. Why? Because your first deposit up to $100, they will match deposit it. So, do us a favor and do you a favor. And yeah, shout out to you guys in the chat. Smash the like if you haven't. And let's keep this train rolling into the monies. Shout out to you in Twitter world. This video will end shortly. So hit the link. Come join the chat and come cash with the hottest MLB prop show out. Why? Because it's free and we win fucking money. So let's get to it. Yesterday, Prize Picks, suck donkey dick. Got a push on Gonsolin. It's 2 runs. That guy hasn't given up more than 2 runs now in 13 straight games. Definitely was wrong on Malley. Malley got bent over the woodshed and took him deep. And yeah. There was a couple other yesterday that just wasn't the right day on Prize Picks. What the right day was on was Gallon, guys. And I know I pied out and I took him down to 4. But I strapped that fool to 7 different things, and 2 things lost, and my bigger bets on Acuna and Freeman came through. Yesterday was a very good day in the Sharpie household. We didn't eat butter noodles. We went out to eat. So let's just keep that train rolling. I see you, AOD. My guy, Benjamin Mills. LJ from Houston, been hot. So let's just keep this show going and keep these tickets printing, guys, because that's what it's about. Got 4 games to talk about. I got 1K prop, I bet, and I've got another one that I took down, and I'm strapping again to all my hitting props I like. So let's get into the first game. We got Phillies at Rangers. Zach Wheeler versus John Gray. Wheeler, 6-3 with a 2.69 ERA in 12 games. 8 out of the last 9 games have been quality starts, with 8 out of the last 9 games having 7+ strikeouts. Last year, Wheeler faced 4 AL teams going 6+ innings every game and having anywhere from 9 to 14 strikeouts. 2 games this year, he's faced the AL, the Angels and the Rangers, and he's going up against the Rangers again. He went 6+ innings, 7+ strikeouts both games. This is a fucking blueprint we're getting on how he pitches versus the American League, guys. He's hit 7 or more every time, the last 6 times in the last 2 years. Okay, so fuck it. Now we get into the number part, because we're a number guy. So last week versus the Nats, he's coming off of his not strikeouts where he didn't hit 7, the one time in the last 9 games. And let me tell you, the game before Strider pitched, and a lot of people were like, oh man, you see Strider, Sharpie? Yeah, I know Strider. Strider's a beast. But he's a 2-pitch fucking pitcher, guys. He's a fastball and a slider. That's it. That's all. And what is Wheeler's top 2 pitches, guys? Fastball, slider. I did not take that into account. And Soto wasn't in the lineup the day before. I also did take into account where I said, guys, it's a half bet if Soto's in the lineup. Soto was in the lineup, and we got fucking cooked. So definitely won't be tripping too much on that last game. I should have taken a few things into account, but I also was taking in the fact this guy hit 7 in his sleep, guys. So how are the Rangers over the last 15 days? Well, they're not walking, 6.8%, 19th in the league. They're 10th in the league at striking out, though, not bad, 23%. They're 15th average and 12th OPS with an isolated power of 173. So they are scoring runs, and they are hitting middle of the pack average and OPS. We dropped that back to the May 4th numbers when Zach Wheeler faced them the last time. The walk percentages is roughly the same. They were trash, around 6%. Strikeout percentage is the same, 22%. The average in OPS, though, is where the difference is. This Rangers team is hitting the ball a lot better than what they were the last time Wheeler faced this team. They go from a 206 to a 249 and a 565 to a 719. So, yes, they're a lot better versus righties than when we faced them the last time, but they're still middle of the pack. And at the end of the day, the Rangers are susceptible to the slider, guys. We've ran Verlander. We've ran quite a few guys who have a nasty slider, guys. So I'm on Zach Wheeler. Over 6.5, -130. I know some people can get it around the -115. I bet it at what I can bet it at, and I give you the number that I bet it. I do not search for the best fucking numbers. I don't search for the best juices. Because what's the fucking point of winning something and not winning money? Like, that's got to be the worst fucking feeling ever. So, I'm not into that. If you can get a better line, fuck yeah, I dig it. But I'm at that spot where I got to pay the minus 130, and I'm content paying it. Price Picks has them at a 6.5, and Fantasy Score has them at 39.5. So do the walk and strikeout numbers say run them? The strikeout numbers say fuck no, but the walk number says yes, and the average OPS says yes. And Zach Wheeler's history, 8 of the last 9 games, he has 7+ strikeouts, and I can have some viable excuses why he didn't have it the last game. And this team struggles versus the slider, guys. They don't walk, and that can be an issue if Zach Wheeler is dealing. And he's been one of the elite pitchers in the game since the beginning of May. And you can't say anybody's been better than him. You can maybe put people in the same group. So we're going to ride some fucking candy cane, but he ain't got his candy cane on today, guys. And I still expect 7 strikeouts from Zach Wheeler. John Gray, on the other hand, shout out to my guy Noli for this one. We were on John Gray last week because he brought it up to me that he was going to be on him, and I went and dug it up, and I was like, what the fuck have I been sleeping on? John Gray is bet on in certain spots, guys, and he has dominated teams that can't walk and strike out at an elite percentage. He will go out there and rack them up. And he's usually, every other start, he fucking barfs up and gives up his dinner. Well, he's now off back-to-back quality starts versus 2 teams that don't walk and strike out a buck ton. Oh, they got him bumped up a little too high, in my opinion. Let's talk about that. He does have a 4.27 ERA and 11 starts. He's been bet on, like I said. He has a low walk, high K rate versus, like I said, versus dominant teams. But then you get into teams that can fucking hit, and it's a whole different story, guys. So what's the numbers on these guys? He's already faced them once this year, May 3rd, and now he gets them again. May 3rd, they got to him. Their numbers were pretty good May 3rd. Their numbers are better now. They're walking 8.5% middle of the pack. They're not striking out 19.2 with a 253 average and a 754 OPS and an isolated power of 184. Pretty much they're the same or better in every category than they were when they ran into him on May 3rd. I think John Gray is due for the outing where he normally just goes and pukes up his lunch. So, John Gray, if you have 3 quality starts in a row for the first time in your fucking life this year, then so be it. I don't expect it. This team is fucking humming, and they're hitting righties, guys. And this ain't a righty that I'm scared of. His K-prop is 7+ at minus 103, and they put him at a 6 on Price Picks, and that's at a minus 154. His fantasy score is at a 29.5, and I'm taking him to the under, guys, today. I think they have it a little too high up. I even think his K-prop's a little too high up. Those are going versus the numbers versus bad teams where he's done racked them up, guys. And Phillies walking league average and striking out bottom 3, top 10 average OPS. I just think it's a long day for John Gray today. So bullpen-wise, big difference. Phillies pin is trash, 25th in the league with a 4.75 ERA, where the Rangers pin has been pretty good over the last 30 days. 8th in the league with a 3.3. No run first inning is at a minus 130. So I'm on his K-prop, Zach Wheeler over 6.5 minus 130, and that bullpen is garbage, guys, and they will leave their starting pitching out to dry. So I expect 6+ innings like he's done versus every American League team since last year, and I expect 7+ strikeouts like he's done versus every American League team since last year. So let's get to it. Wheeler, book it today, guys. We on him. The one hitting prop, though, that I am betting is Bryce motherfucking Harper, guys. He had a day off yesterday, and it was probably a nice scheduled day off because he doesn't see Martin Perez well. Well, let me tell you about John Gray. He has a 294 average and 17 plate appearances. He has 5 hits, 0 walks, 3 extra base hits. 2 of those extra base hits are bombs. All right. Well, he has a hit in 13 of 15 games in the month of June with 39 total bases. We're getting fucking Bryce Harper hotter than fucking fish grease, And he's got some pretty decent power numbers off of a guy. So I'm going to go his 2+ bases is at plus 102. I'm on it, guys. Bryce Harper today. And he's just that dude. At the end of the day, he's that fucking dude. 39 total bases in 15 games? What? Well, let's look at his versus lefties versus righties. Well, he hits pretty much the same, but he does hit better versus righties. 311 versus lefties to a 333. His slugging goes from a 541 to an absurd 640. And a crazy ass versus lefty OPS 948 jumps to a almost 1100 OPS versus righties. This guy's a fucking monster each way you want to pitch him, and he's seen John Gray. He's seen him over 15 plate appearances, and he hasn't walked one fucking time versus him, guys. So he's up there to swing the fucking bat, and if he connects, it's going. So give me his 2+ bases. I think he gets a home run today, though. So yeah, I'm just a little. I'll be a little safer, a pussy, as Jimmy would say. So shout out to the chat. It's deep today. Nasty fucking Nate, my guy, the fisherman of fishermen. Let's go, Andrew G. That's a new name, I think. What up, though? What's good? Jefferson C. been here for a while, guys. Smash the fucking like if you haven't. This show's printing money. Fucking bookies in the eye hole. And yeah, let's get to it. Hit the share, guys. Only 22 in here? Do I not do good enough to deserve a little more than 22 in here? Well, let's get to the parlay lock, guys. The piece that I'm hooking to every prop that I bet today. Tyreek motherfucking Scooble. Oh, Scooby Snacks. Oh, Scooby Snacks. 5-4 with a 3.13 ERA and 13 starts. Coming in off back-to-back bad starts versus two teams smashing lefties, guys. Toronto Blue Jays and the Texas Rangers. And I saw something in their walk percentage last week, guys, that I thought I could pick on with Scooble. And no, they fucking ran that guy. I knew in the first inning I wasn't getting my K-prop last week with him. He walked way more people than normal. And shout out to Noli. I heard him talking on Jimmy's show earlier, and he said over the last 2 weeks he's been having trouble controlling the glove side. And he talks about it. This is a kid who really wants to be great, and he talks about it, guys. And yes, I'm running into a wall with a guy off of 2 bad starts, and he is having trouble throwing to the glove side. So the only thing I've got to take into advantage, guys, is 6 out of 7 games this year versus non-division teams, he has at least 5 strikeouts. I'm taking him at 5 strikeouts at minus 228. I'm strapping it to every hitting prop that I like at one single hit, and I'm going to get me even money on a bunch of props today, and I'm banking Scooble gets me 5. Do I think he gets 6 today? Yes, but thinking doesn't fucking pay the bills, guys, at the end of the day. And first time versus Boston in over 2 years, they haven't seen him. No Devers in the lineup, big deal. And I wanted to look at JD Martinez, but I can't run JD Martinez when I know he's going to get pitched differently without a Devers in the lineup, guys. So this could be a bad day coming for Boston. Like, I don't get why Devers ain't in the lineup today, but I mean, obviously you can't play every fucking game, and he obviously hits righties better than lefties, even though he smacks both. But at the end of the day, Boston over the last 18 days versus lefties are walking 10th in the league at 9.2%. Striking out, they're not striking out, 19.5. 234 average and a 709 OPS with an isolated power of 152. So middle of the pack average, 23rd average, 17th OPS. So middle of the pack OPS, they're not really hitting lefties that well right now. And that's where I'm going to bank on Scooble going at least 6 innings and getting me my 5 strikeouts, guys. Should he have 6? Yes, but I like to bet K props where I can see at least 8 if I'm betting 6.5. So I mean at 5.5 I need 7. And can he get 7 today? Yes. But I'm so much more comfortable with that 5. Or can he get 6? Yes. But I'm super comfortable with that 5. That's the parlay lock of the day, guys. Like I said, if you missed it earlier, 6 out of 7 games versus non-division teams this year, he has 5 strikeouts or more. I like to play him out of his own division, and we're getting a team that just hasn't seen him. Don't be surprised if he just racks up them Ks in the first inning, guys. This is a dominant pitcher that when he's on can be elite. So give me some Scooby Snacks today. His K prop is at 5 plus. No, that's Walker. His K prop's at 6 plus at minus 114, 5.5 on Price Picks, and his fantasy score is at 28.5. I'd actually look towards his fantasy score personally. Seems not hitting the ball, and this ain't your everyday lefty. No Devers in the lineup. Good bullpen when you come to it. They have the 7th bullpen over the last 30 days with 3.26 ERA. So I expect a big bounce back from the Scooby Man today. On the other hand, we got Michael Wacha. The guy's just been fucking elite, guys. 5-1 with a 2.28 ERA and 11 starts. He does have 2 games this year where he's given up more than 2 earned runs. The White Sox and the Mariners, and both of those teams hit him hard in the past if you look at his previous past. So he's pitched versus these Tigers last year, 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned runs with 6 strikeouts. So we know that they didn't get to him last year. That's a good thing because the only teams who's gotten the Waka this year are teams who's fucking hit him in the past. So check mark, we're gonna check that box. Then we get into April 11th this year. Or last year he pitched 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run. Then April 11th this year he went 4.1 innings, 2 hits, and only 1 run with 4 Ks. So he pitches well versus this team. And now we're getting a team that's just horrendous, guys. They're walking 5.9% of the time, 26 in the league. Striking out middle of the pack, 22%. 18th average, 27th OPS, 235 average, 602 OPS, and an isolated power of 0.86. Like, these Tigers are not hitting, guys, so we're just going to keep picking on them. And Waka has done nothing but dominate this team prior to the 2 times last year and this year, and he's dominated this year, period, guys. I got to expect nothing but the same from Michael Waka. His K prop is at 5 plus at plus 104. Price Picks, they're giving you a 4 at minus 205. Love that spot right there at a 4. But what I love even more is his fantasy score at a 26.5. I think this guy goes 7 innings and just keeps doing what Michael Walker does. He is not a strikeout pitcher. He is a ground ball pitcher. That's why I can't really back him, but we have backed him in certain spots. The numbers don't say to back him in the K prop, the strikeout rate, but the walk percentage, the average, and the OPS says that you can play Michael Walker today. So if you want to play him, go fucking ahead. I don't hate it, but I will be on him in Price Picks. No run first inning is at a minus 110. And like I said, Tigers bullpen is 7th over the last 30 days, and the Red Sox are 13th with a 3.59 ERA. They've turned their ship around too in the back end of the bullpen. The 2 bats I'm going to talk about, I did not bet him. I wanted to bet JD Martinez, but the fact of no Devers in the lineup is going to keep me off of him. But Victor Reyes is batting .310 with a 712 OPS for the Tigers this year. Versus lefties, trash, horrendous. 182 with a 182 slugging and a 490 OPS. And versus righties, a 340 average, 426 slugging, and a 766 OPS. So this guy just hits righties at a whole different clip. He leads off for the Tigers, and he will have at least 3 at-bats versus Michael Waka. Michael Waka has been really good, but this guy hitting 340 says he's getting 1 hit in those 3 at-bats. And with his power numbers, I would not expect it to be a double or more. So 2 plus bases is at even money for Victor Reyes, and don't hate a look there. I wanted JD Martinez 2 plus at plus 102 versus lefties. This guy he's hitting great all year, but just versus lefties, he's demolishing them. 316 versus righties to a 395 versus lefties. His slugging goes up from a 503 to a 674. And his OPS jumps up from a 875 to an 1175. Like, he's just been elite both ways, but he's out of this world versus lefties. So can't hate it if you want to play you some JD Martinez. I just think they pitch around him today with no Devers in the lineup. So, but if there's nobody on, they're not pitching around him. So you got to take that into effect too. He is the 3rd batter. If Scooby goes 1-2, they're not just gonna fucking walk him. He's going to pitch to him. So take that into effect. I think JD Martinez is a good look. Shout out to the chat, guys. You guys fucking rock. Already 24 likes. Already past the Kershaw. On our way to the dirty 30. Like my boy Trenta. But yeah, shout out to the chat. You guys fucking rock. Without you, this show ain't shit. And this chat's actually fucking humming. So what up, Mr. Heat? Nilo with the stop in. Mr. Croc, my fucking guy. let's keep this train rolling. We got a game to talk about. Giants at Braves. Y'all know how I feel about Carlos Rodon and old man Charlie Morton on the other side. So let's get into it. First of all, I wanted to talk about Strider from yesterday. And I wasn't on Strider, and it's hard for me to bet a two-pitch pitcher, guys. Yes, he has some nasty shit. Yes, he throws 99 with a wipeout slider. But while watching that game, I learned valuable information. And the information is over the last 2 years, the Giants are a top 5 team versus fastball pitchers. You want to be a two fucking pitch pitcher versus a top 5 fastball hitting team, guys? Like, people fucking earn their bread getting to the big leagues by hitting a fastball. If you can't hit a fucking fastball in the big leagues, you're getting sent right the fuck back down, guys. And when you're a two-pitch pitcher, you can sure sit on a lot of fucking pitches, guys. So take that into effect, betting in K-props with the Giants. And I had to dig that up with Charlie Morton, and we'll get into what his pitches, his pitch arsenal, and how much he uses the fastball. But let's get into Rodon first. Carlos Rodon, 6-4 with a 2.84 ERA in 13 games, 91 strikeouts in 73 innings. He does have a home ERA of 2.18 and a road of 3.4. 3.4 is still good, guys, at the end of the day. He's just elite at home. He has only given up 3 earned runs one time and more than 3 one time. So other than 2 games this year, it's 2 earned runs or less. The guy is elite. He is immaculate. This is a two-pitch pitcher that you can bet on at times, guys, because he is that fucking nasty, and he uses his fucking curveball about 4% of the time. The day he jumps that up to about 10%, good God almighty, but he's got to have trust and feel for the pitch, or else he's not going to pitch it. Rodon, to me, is the A side to a Robbie Ray. Robbie Ray being the B side. Those are the two pitchers that are the exact same. High fastball, wipeout slider, two-pitch type pitcher. They're going to set you up with that high fastball. Same arm slot, they're going to sit you back with a fucking slider on your back ankle. It's just unhittable, bro. At the end of the day, if they're on, they're unhittable. So, he's coming in off back-to-back dominance performances versus Dodgers and Pittsburgh. Going into the last 3 days, though, the Dodgers were fucking... And this is coming from a guy who's got Chavez Ravine in the fucking background, okay? Okay, I'm a fucking Dodgers fan. And up until the last 3 days, we didn't score more than 3 runs, but one time for like 14 games. So we were just not hitting the ball. We're seeing the ball now, and that could be a whole different story. But we'll get into that later on at the end if I got time. Remind me of Dodgers and Castillo. I didn't bet it, but I think Castillo fucking racks his Ks up. But we'll get into that if we have time. So, Carlos Rodon, we were on him versus Pittsburgh. The number said smash spot. It was a max bet, and we fucking hammered him. It was nice and easy, guy. Nice and easy. So, now we're getting the team. Walking 8.1%, 15th in the league. They're not striking out 18.9 over the last 18 days. 307 average with a 949 OPS and an isolated power of 282. Those fucking numbers are absurd. Okay, I know one of these pitchers was Quintana. I know, okay, I get it. Carlos Rodon ain't these other pitchers. But those fucking numbers are enough to scare the living goddamn daylights out of me. Okay? So, I'm not going to be on it because I'm a vagine. But I can't hate anybody who rides Rodon. I've looked for Rodon. I like him in certain situations. Can he get it? Yes, he's a fucking elite K strikeout pitcher. But I would lean more towards the not the fuck playing him today personally because these numbers from the Braves are just nuts. So psychotic. So psychotic. Fucking Noli, keep fucking with me. LC, day 3 on the $100 10K challenge with 30 Ks. Sharpie. Ooh, let's fucking go, bro. Now you got pressure on me? Pop, challenge accepted. Mortal Kombat, finish him. All right, let's get into it, though. So his K-prop is A+ at -117. 7.5 on price picks, and his fantasy score is at 34.5. I didn't have time because I got stoned after I did most of my write-up, and I need to look at the chase percentage, guys. Chase percentage from the Braves is going to be a key deal with Carlos Rodon. Go check out the chase percentage if you want Rodon today, and then check out the edge percentage next to it. The edge percentage is going to take in their contact on the times they're chasing pitches out the zone. So if they're league average or below, maybe kick back. If they're higher, then you can take advantage and pull the trigger. So if I decide to pull the trigger on Rondon, I will go back and check it out and look at it myself when I'm, after the show and I'm not baked like a cake. But let's get to it. Charlie Morton, on the other hand, 4-3 with a 5 ERA in 13 games with a WHIP of 1.37. Now, did he figure something out last week versus the Cubs? That's the question. He went 7 innings, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, and 9 strikeouts. Well, that game had a lot of wind to do with it. So did he figure something out, or did he just get blessed by the Chicago Cubs fucking win factor? 4 games prior to the Cubs game, he gave up 4 earned runs or more in 4 straight games. This is hard to back a Charlie Morton right now, in my opinion. So, personally, he has a home ERA of 4.34 and a road of 5.63. His K per 9 at home jumps up to 11.2 compared to a 9 on the road. So he's just a strikeout per inning on the road, and he's 11.2 per 9 on the at home. So definitely a spot at home where you could look to play on him. Giants one time last year at San Francisco. He went 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and only 3 strikeouts. So take that into effect. Over the last 15 days, Giants are walking first in the league at 13.2%. Average is 8.5. Good God Almighty. Striking out, 7th in the league, 24. 24 is not really, that's bad. But 27 is more the number where you got to then really look at. 27 is the number and up for me where it's okay, now you got to find a reason not to play this fucker. So 24 isn't enough to fucking piss me off or fucking make me scared. And then you look into the average OPS. We're going to get into 23rd and 14th. They got a 225 average and a 14th OPS with an isolated power of 140. All those numbers say Charlie Morton at home should hit his K prop. It's at 7+ at +112. On Prize Picks, they're giving you a 6 at -189, and his fantasy scores at 31.5. Can he hit it today? Yes. Am I going to stay off of it? Yes. Why? Because the 4 games prior to, this guy was just fucking trash. I would like to see a couple games from this guy, and then maybe re-bet back on old man Charlie Morton. But I've got to just kick back and wait and see personally. Get into no-run first inning. It's at a pick'em at a -115. And Giants pin over the last 30 days is 20th with a 4.51 ERA. And the Braves pin is 4th with a 2.69. 6-9 on a hump Wednesday. Yeah. Okay, I'm smoked out. But let's talk about some hitting props. Jock fucking Peterson. I wish I could flip my camera around and show you this beautiful jersey of the guy, of the man on my wall. But, yeah. Versus lefties, he's garbage. He's horrendous. But versus righties is why he's in the fucking major leagues. Versus righties, he's batting .282 with a .597 slugging and a .963 OPS. Since the month of June, he has 11 runs, 13 hits, and 8 RBIs. Give me him for 2+ hits, runs, RBIs, please and thank you, at -122. 22. And I know without even seeing it. 21K. Okay. I thought he was going to 21 Ks in the last 2 games. So that is nolly telling you all that Charlie Morton has found his fucking stride in a way without telling you that. You got to cap the capper, guys. So personally, I'm going to take me some Jock Peterson, 2+ -122. You hang a curveball to this guy, and you're going to pay. He may strike out 2 times. That he's good for. But he can make you pay. So, yeah, shout out to the chat. Smash the fucking like if you already haven't, because you should have already. Because, that's all I ask for on this show, is y'all to smash it. 33 is a great number. 38 live is even better. Smash the share, hit the retweet. Tell anybody but your wife and grandma about this show, because Sharpie got a potty mouth. And I don't want to eat soap on live television. So let's get to the last game of the day. Royals and Angels. And it's crazy, guys, but I'm not just going to bet it just because the numbers say so, but we're going to get into it. Daniel Lynch, 3-6 with a 5.19 ERA in 12 starts with a whip of 1.53. Trash. He does have a home 6.2 ERA and a road of 4.46. He has some even more disturbing splits when you get into it, guys. His K per 9 at home is a putrid 7.1 compared to a 11 on the road. So the guy's Ks jump up on the road by 3 strikeouts. That's a little story that I can't figure out, but the numbers are the numbers, guys, and the dude just pitches better on the road. At the end of the day, his ERA is better and his Ks go up. So let's dig in a little more to it. How are the Angels? Oh, God. Over the last 18 days, they are 17th in the league at 7.2 walk percentage. They are 3rd in the league at striking out at a 27.3. 30th average, 30th OPS with an isolated power of 115. 168 average, 168 collectively as a team. I think they need to fire their other manager too, because that shit didn't work. Oh God. But his K prop is 6 plus at plus 106. On Prize Picks, they got him at a 5 at minus 203. We are hammering that 5 at minus 203. Thank you. The numbers are the numbers, guys. At the end of the day, he averages 3 strikeouts more on the road, and we're getting a team that strikes the fuck out. The only fucking issue with the Angels, guys, is they usually strike out in the zone. This guy has a problem staying in the fucking zone. So this could be a fucking long day for Mr. Lynch, guys. Like, he may have a lot of walks today. We need this guy to be in the zone for them to strike out. They are not the type of team that will chase. You need to strike them out in the zone. They will fucking strike out if you could throw strikes, Mr. Daniel Lynch. And you were the 30th pick of the 2018 NFL MLB draft for a fucking reason, you cluck. So stop being a cluck and go out there and give me my 5+ strikeouts, please and thank you. On the other hand, we get into Shohei Ohtani. 5-4 with a 3.28 ERA in 11 games, 77 strikeouts in 60 innings. And I know for a long time, I, being one of them, have said this guy is different home and road. Can't be saying this shit no more, guys. He's been in the league 2 years, and guess what? He has the same home road splits this year. This guy's a fucking beast. He took a little while to figure out how to pitch in American baseball. And yeah, he's got a fucking sub-3 ERA both ways, guys. At the end of the day, the guy's fucking beast homer road. So let's get into it. Home road splits were the same, but then we get into his K per 9. At home, he's averaging 10.85 strikeouts per 9 innings, and on the road, an absurd 12.4. So the guy does pitch strikeout-wise better on the road. Then we get into the Royals. They're walking 6th in the league at 9.3%. They're striking out 20.3% of the time, which is great. 24th in the league. 16th average, 22nd OPS, and an isolated power of 120. So 249 average and a 685 OPS. Middle of the pack to bottom 10. So what does that tell me? Ohtani should go out there and deal today. His K props at 7+ at plus 112. On Prize Picks, they're giving you a 6 at minus 179. And his fantasy scores at 38.5. I think his fantasy score really is the spot there, but I still think they have it just a little too high. They know the Ohtani tax is on, and I expect him to go 7+ innings. I don't expect him to hit his strikeouts today. Why? Well, I'm going to tell you, just not reading these balls and strikeout numbers, I knew this by knowing the Royals. The Royals just are a tough team to strike out, period. Now, can he go out there and get his strikeouts? Yes. Everybody can have a good day. Ohtani is a beast and can have a great day. Ohtani needs you to chase that splitter. We look into these chase numbers. They're below average on chase rate and below average on the edge percentage, which means contacting chase pitches. So, yes, they're not hitting for a lot of power. Yes, they're middle of the pack average. But this team doesn't strike out a lot. They are a contact hitting team. And because of that reason, I'm going to stay off of that personally. Then we get into bullpens. Royals pin 26, 5.49 ERA over the last 30 days. And the Angels pin is right there, sucking dick under a bridge for milk money, and they're lactose intolerant. So pretty much these guys are just going out there and pitching for free right now. They're giving batters stats just a pad. They have a 4.67 ERA over the last 30 days, and no run first inning is at a minus 115 as well. We're getting into props here, guys, and these props, like I said, I'm going to bet both of these, and then I'm going to hit their single hits straight up the fucking Scooble today, guys, because Scooble is the parlay lock of the day at 5 plus at minus 228. I am strapping every fucking prop to them, and I am going to hit it like a progressive jackpot today. Shashing, 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 every time somebody gets their fucking hitting prop. Give me some more money. All right, enough of that. So, betting Mike Trout, 2 plus bases is at plus 104. I'm taking Taylor Ward's 2 plus bases is at minus 114. And then I'm going to hook Taylor Ward's just single hit at 331 to Scoobles. And this is fucking why. We already know Mike Trout. Okay? If you like the Angels today, I believe I heard somebody say it one time, say, if you like the Angels, just bet Mike Trout. And that's not a bad idea, guys. And we're going to bet Mike fucking Trout today. So, Mike Trout versus lefties batting 351 compared to 262. His slugging goes from 631 up to a 667, and his OPS jumps from a 980 to an 1150. So, smacks righties, loves lefties, bullpen for the Royals, 5.49 ERA over the last 30 days, guys. Daniel Lynch, guys, has a problem staying in the zone. This could be a very fucking long day for these Royals. So I expect Ohtani to get some backing today, and I expect Ohtani to deal. I just don't know if them Ks are going to be there. On the other hand, I'm betting Taylor Ward. And Taylor Ward is probably the more consistent bat out of him and Mike Trout as of right now. Yes, Mike Trout probably has the better home runs and all this and is the more sexier name. But Taylor Ward is cashing you more fucking tickets at the end of the day, guys. And on this show, we want our fucking tickets cashed. So versus lefties and righties, he's hitting 312 both ways. His slugging is 568 and a 578. And his OPS is a 983 and a 970. So, yes, he isn't through the moon with an 1170 OPS, but his consistency both fucking ways is just fucking beautiful, guys. Like, Taylor Ward is a goddamn gift from the prop god heaven, guys. So, 2 plus bases is at minus 114. I'm all over it, guys. So, that is that. And let's get to these prize picks plays, and then I'll tell you the props that I bet real quick at the end for the 50 fucking live that tuning in to the best fucking prop prize pick show out. Let's get to these prize picks and these props that we're betting today. So, yeah. We're going to go with, damn, I can't even see that. Mike Trout, fantasy score, over 9. Yes, it's the highest I will ever see a fantasy score. And they want you to be scared. I ain't scared. I ain't scared at all, man. Do I expect them to take a walk or two? Yes. Do I expect them to get a big knock today? Yes. This could be one of those Trout days where you just go ladder up his base props, guys. Because Trout is usually 1 base or 5 plus. So this could be a monster day for the old carp of the carp. Then we are going to take, I can't even see this shit. It's so little. I usually write it down. Sorry, guys. Michael Wacha. That's stupid low. Michael Wacha has been one of the top 3 pitchers in baseball since May 1st. To put his fantasy score that low versus a team like Detroit who's not hitting, I expect 7 solid innings from Michael Wacha today, and he should be in line for the win. And that's crazy to say that. And that's crazy to say that because I'm a Scooby guy. And then the last 2 that we are going to take is John Gray's under, guys. I am fading John Gray today. John Gray has been good the last 2 times out. He hasn't had back-to-back quality starts all year. He's had them now. Can you do 3 versus a team that already got to you and has even better numbers now than when they got to you back on May 4th? Well, John Gray, may the fucking 4th be with you today. Or the force, they would say. Because you ain't too long for this game. And then, like I said, guys, I'm taking Lynch's strikeouts at 5. Do I think he gets cracked today? Yes. But 5 strikeouts on the books is at minus 200 versus a team that's not walking, not striking out, and not hitting. I'm gonna take the two guys that are hitting though. So give me some Ward, give me some Trout, and God Lynch. Try to stay in the zone tonight, and you'll have 5 strikeouts, bud. But for those who are on his K prop today, and if he don't get there, don't say I didn't warn you. Angel strikeout in the zone. If he can't fucking throw strikes, bro, they're not striking out today, guys. Let's get us at least 5, get to the 6 to cash it. But yeah, 30K today is Zach fucking Wheeler. 6.5 over -130 is what I bet him at. He has 8 out of the 9 last games. He has 7+ strikeouts. He has 7+ strikeouts in all 6 games since the beginning of last year versus the American League. Is that not enough? Well, Texas Rangers struggle versus the slider. That is his wipeout pitch. So, guys, can they get him for a few runs today? They might. But with how bad Philly's pin is, they are going to leave Zach Wheeler out there longer than normal. And he has been, like I said about Waka, one of the best pitchers over the last 2 months of baseball. So there's a group of guys right now that you can't just put better than. So at the end of the day, give me Zach Wheeler over 6.5, please and thank you. And hitting prop wise, I'm taking Mike Trout over 2.5, Taylor Ward over 2.5, and couldn't take JD Martinez. Bryce Harper's 2+ bases at +102. Give me some Hart nasty, baby. This guy is one of the hottest hitters in baseball. Has a hit in 13 of 15 games in the month of June with 39 total bases in the month of June. They gave him a day off yesterday. It was a good day off because he didn't have fucking good numbers versus Martin Perez. And it's time to get back into the monies. So, Sharpie. Guess what, guys? This is what I'm going to be hooking Scooble up. Scooble is my parlay lock of the day, 5+ at -228, and I'm strapping him to what? They didn't give me Goldsmith. Those what types of prop versus lefties? They freaking hate me. They're catching on. I think I ran my mouth about them too much. I'm hooking him to a single from Ward at -334. I'm hooking him to a double to Harper. I'm hooking him to the double to Trout. And that's the ones I've got so far. I'm still looking for more hitting props. So if you've got some good angles, get at me on Twitter. And if they make fucking sense, then I will be putting them to Scooble too. So shout out to you guys for hanging in there. Go on over to Prize Picks if you haven't. Use promo code PubSports. Why? Your first promo code up to $100. They will match deposit it. So do us a favor. Do me a favor. And yeah, shout out to you all. You guys fucking rock. And let's keep this show fucking rolling. Until next time.